I've been carving as long as I can remember. Ever since I was 8 years old, I had a knife in my hand, and I never really looked back, just kept on carving. My name is John Marston. My traditional name is Qap'u'luq. I come from the Stumanis First Nations. And so I've been carving, I guess, full time for the last 20 years. You know, I'm fortunate to be able to just tell stories of Coast Salish people through my artwork and tell stories about the experience of my life living in a modern world and being a First Nations person in our society. At one point in our history, the canoe was our lifeline. It was what we used to gather all our necessities throughout different areas where we live. There's been such great loss throughout our culture over the last 150 years. And so that's what we find a lot nowadays, is that there's very few canoe carvers left that actually know about real canoe construction. And for me, the only way was through trial and error. You know, the story of the canoe has grown over the years. It's taken over a decade to create. It washed up on the shores of Cleet Bay, and you know, I thought when I first saw it and I went by in my boat, I thought, oh, that would be a good canoe. It was a great opportunity with the artists in the classroom, and it just kind of worked with everything that we were trying to move forward with. One thing that I came to understand as I was walking through the halls of the school is that Simon Charlie had actually worked on a canoe once before at the school. I remember growing up with Simon having like Thunderbird and killer whale all over the place. It was a very iconic image that he created within his sculptural work. So that killer whale and the Thunderbird is part of Cowichan's story. The killer whale was at the mouth of the river taking all the salmon, and the villages were beginning to starve. And so the people of the community in the village prayed to the Creator to send help. They were starving. The killer whale was taking all the fish out of the river. And so eventually the Creator sent down the Thunderbird, and the Thunderbird went and picked up the killer whale and then took it away from the mouth of the river. Coming into the situation where originally I was just going to paint it black and red, like the traditional canoes were done, and then seeing the work that Simon had done, and then just thinking about the journey I'd been on with the canoe. It's just like one of those things where they all came together at one point in time, and I thought that, you know, this is a beautiful way for me to continue on sharing just the way Simon had always shared with me. The structures of the grains, they bond to that shape, and so you could take the bracing out of a canoe like that and it would stay in that shape. I remember as a young person, whenever I saw artists carving like totem poles or even like canoes. Like, it was always super exciting to me. I think it's such a great opportunity for young people to be able to walk up to a canoe and touch it. I remember the first time that I walked up in the Museum of Anthropology to Bill Reid's canoe, and it was amazing to me. I'm super excited that the Museum of Anthropology was willing to take on the canoe, and through the generosity of the Salish weave collection, it's going to be there for generations to come.
CN hereditary chiefs, matriarchs, elected chiefs, council members, consul generals, all good people. Welcome and good evening. My name is Sue Rowley, and I will be your MC for this celebration of the reopening of the Museum of Anthropology at UBC.
It's part of helping our communities understand one another and working with one another and sharing the history of our nation. With the beginning of that type of understanding, we can begin to move forward and look at the way we are treating our land now.